Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday live training. So delighted to be here with you. I'm going to make sure that I'm going live in the right place since I was just on vacation. I went to Miami, and so I'm getting back in the groove of things. And I just want to make sure I didn't forget how to do this because I have a new setup. So if you're watching the replay, say what's up, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. And if you're joining live, say what is up, where are you tuning in from? We have like over 1,600 members at this point. I lost count. I stopped looking when it was like over 800. I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep up. So I really want to know where you are all from. So tell me in the comments, where are you all from? Hey, Emily. So Emily, you're going to love this because this live stream is inspired by the call we had yesterday. And that literally was a theme yesterday. So I'm going to talk about this. So I love that you're here. All right, so I got the live here. So I want all of you, if you have any questions, I'm going to be asking you some questions and I want you to engage here. This is going to be a really interactive live stream because it's actually something that came up with a couple of my clients on calls, and it came in different flavors. So I definitely wanted to come on here and talk about this because if you are here as an entrepreneur and you have an offer that you really love, or you're creating an offer that you really love, you might be thinking, can I really deliver on this, right? If it's a brand new offer and you really haven't done it many times, or maybe just once, or it's just like you've never done it before, you're like, can I really deliver on this? And you know you're good at what you do. It's not like you don't know what you're doing, right? It's just that it's a brand new thing. You haven't really done it yet. And I have lots of clients, several clients, we come up with brand new offers for them and we still sell them out and they get fully booked even though they haven't run them before. So this is something that... Yeah, thank you. I've been in Miami. This is something that I really want to talk about because it's come up with, as I said, in the behind the scenes of my clients. So the question is, what do you do when you have this belief or this thought that keeps popping up? You're like about to shop on social media. You want to write your post. You're like, okay, I have this offer. I'm ready. I'm going to go. But then you freeze because you're like, can I really do this? And so you don't really show up, or you don't show up as consistently, or when you get on sales calls, you're not really selling it because you don't really believe you can deliver it. Can you give me a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt this way? I'm gonna write 1 myself because I've been there. I have been there. This literally happened to me when I was launching the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, the first round. It happened to me when I launched a different program. Like, can I really deliver on this? So I want to talk about this. Let me look at the comments and see what you guys are saying. Wait, hold up. I closed the video. Okay, I got you. Danielle says, hello. Awesome. Okay, I love that all my clients are here. Okay, so the reason why this comes up is because when we're thinking like, can I really deliver on this, is because there's a part of us that believe that we cannot deliver. What we're really saying is, oh my God, I cannot deliver on this. And the reason why we have that is because the underlying root belief is that what we have created is not going to be good enough for people to get results. And so we start doubting it. So really what we want to address first is the not good enough part. There is a flavor of this that feels like I'm a fraud, or if I sell this, people will realize that I can't deliver, and then they realize that I'm a fraud. That's like a symptom. That's like a separate layer of a belief. But at the root is what I've created isn't good enough. And so if I go out and sell it, and I do, and then I can't deliver, they'll realize that I'm a fraud. So as I said yesterday to one of my clients, I'm a fraud is kind of like, it's not really the core. So we're going to go with what I have created, it isn't good enough. And so, hey, Brooke, how are you? Good to see you here. So, hey, Adina, nice to see you. So what do we do? The reason why this is so important to address is because if we don't address it at the root cause, then it's going to show up in everywhere in your business. So what you want to ask yourself is, how will I know that what I've created is good enough? Like, what would be the marker that will help me see that my program is good enough and that is able to create great results? And so I asked a couple of my clients yesterday this question, And that was really powerful because it helped them recognize like, oh, what is my marker of expectation of what I believe I need to be doing or that needs to happen in order for me to validate myself. And what they said is, I would be good enough if my clients, let's just say a couple of clients said, if my clients leave me amazing testimonials, if all of my clients love the program, if like I never get a bad review, or if all my clients are always happy, right? And if my clients get big numbers and big results, like everyone's is a success story. And so what I said to some of them was, well, the good news is that none of that needs to happen, but the bad news is that some of that is going to happen. Some of that is going to happen. So I'm going to be straight up honest with all of you that when you create a program, there will be some people, when you create anything, there will be some people that are not going to like it. That's just plain truth. I got coached on this hardcore last year. I hired somebody to help me with this belief for like 6 months. I'm not going to, not for 6 months, but like, I don't know, some sessions. And I was just so attached to this belief, like, what if it's not good enough? Because I didn't want anyone to be unhappy. I wanted everyone just to love it because I didn't think that I had created something good enough, that I didn't think I was good enough really at the core of it. And so trust me, I'm well versed in this one. So when we think, where was I? Yes. So when we think that the expectation is that everyone has to like it, we're going to set ourselves up for complete disappointment, because there will be some people that are not going to like it, or that are going to be like, that was great, but I don't know. Or they'll be like, I want a refund. I've never had a refund request ever before. Wait, no, not for my program at all. And even it was like, just to be transparent, it was when I was a launch strategist. Thank God it was a refund. I was like, here's your refund, bye. Like this was like 4 years ago. But for my program, no one has ever asked for a refund, but I had the biggest fear that people would. Like, what if they don't like it, right? And so the point is, I had to open myself up to the possibility that someone was not gonna like it. And then I was left with like, and then what? What am I gonna choose to do in the face of that? What am I going to choose to believe? What can I do about it? And my recommendation, so I'm going to tell you lots of things, but here's the first thing that I'm going to tell you. It's going to be normal. It's normal if somebody doesn't like it. The only thing you have control over is what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make sure that that person feels that you hear that person, that you listen to that person, and that you take their feedback to make your program better. So detaching yourself emotionally from the problem, because this is a business problem that you would have in front of you. This is not like, you don't have to take it personally. This is the big thing. All of coaches, so many coaches, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, they take everything personally because their business identity is tangled up with their personal identity. So if somebody says, I don't like your post, or I don't like your offer, or I don't like you, or whatever, they think it's just them. Like they feel rejected personally. And that is just never helpful, because your business is completely different from your identity. So this is very important for you to understand, so that in the moment that somebody decides that they are not happy with your program, for example, if that ever happens, which by the way has never happened to me. So just know that that's probably a story that you're creating in your mind that is never going to happen, might never happen. But if it does happen, then what are you going to do about it? And my recommendation is, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and what can I do differently? Like, those are the questions that I would always ask myself to make sure that I am integrating their feedback and just going in, like, improving. That's a business problem. That's how you address a business problem, but it requires you to detach yourself emotionally from the problem. So that's the first thing. Detach yourself from the actual moment, and then integrate the feedback as something that you can find helpful for the future. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing that I wanted to offer in terms of, once we set that bar, like, I want everybody to love my program, like, so then I'll know that I can really deliver, right? That is when we have an agenda for what we want our clients to come out with after they finish the program. So that you're setting an expectation, like, okay, I need all my clients to give me a raving review, otherwise I'm not going to be happy. Do you see how you'll be setting yourself up for failure? This is why my clients get amazing results, is because I don't think like that. I don't think all my clients need to give me an amazing review in order for, or my clients need to have amazing results in order for my program to be good enough or for me to feel good enough. That is me setting an agenda on my client and me deciding what needs to happen in their timeline to feel good about myself, which is never helpful. Adina says, I needed to hear this today. I'm so happy. Wait, am I live here? Okay, I am live. My video stopped here in my other screen. So this is the main thing that I wanted to like really hone in. This is really at the core of this, okay? Because we feel like all my clients need to have an amazing result, and then we put our expectation on their timeline. And then we're like, okay, where are your results? So imagine if your client comes on the call and they're just like processing some emotion. They're stuck in something that they're stuck in. And you have your own urgency to feel good enough. And then you're like, well, girl, but why aren't you getting results? You're being stuck in this, or you're stuck in that, or oh my God. And you end up being freaked out about this because you want a raving review and you want them to get results. You wanted more. Maybe you don't want it more than they wanted, but you're rushing their timeline without you even noticing you're doing this. And what that creates is a disconnect from you and your client, because they're processing something. They don't even know why they're stuck, why they're spinning their wheels or whatever. Or maybe they just need to process something and you're over here trying to be like, well, you're not moving fast enough. It's like subconsciously. It's not like you're saying that, but you're probably thinking that or coaching in that way. That's going to create like a distance between you and your client, and it's going to get them further away from the results that that are available to them. This is what, to me, I want to share. I never really tell people what to do, but I do want to give these beliefs that I have for myself that really help me and that have helped me just always have amazing client reviews without even like being clingy on it. I always think of my clients as they're 100% capable, their results are inevitable, and there is no rush. I'm here to support them in their own timeline for as long as it takes. Like, if we need to talk about the same issue for 6 calls, let's do it. Because you have to understand that everybody comes to you at a different point in their journey, right? You may offer something, like you may have a concrete offer promise that you can deliver on, but people are going to come to you like in different timelines in like their journey. I'm not talking about like results or where they're at the point of their journey, like of their business and what they need to have. That's a different story. You can really have power. Like you can really make decisions based on who do you think the best client is to join your program. That is your responsibility to make a decision on, to ensure that the best people join the program and they have a great experience. However, there's a whole other conversation, which is the one that we're in, that spiritually, energetically, however you want to decide, everybody has a different growth timeline. And some people might join your program and they get epic results right away. Some people might take a little longer. And so what? What if it takes them longer? What if the value that they get throughout the program is just you being there for them 100% of the time, being present and not being in like this rushy feeling of like, oh, you're not doing good enough. Like I never bring that energy to my clients, whether it's my mastermind, whether it's my private clients. I'm always just present with whatever they're at. And by me being present in like, this can take like, this is your timeline and I'm going to be there to help you progress through that timeline for as long as it takes, right? Because that's going to relax them into, oh, there's no rush, right? But if you're rushing them through it, if you're like, oh, you're not doing it right, or like if you're installing this belief that they're not good enough, they're going to feel even worse about like their ability to create results. And it's just not going to help their growth. That's when you bring that energy of like, I'm super committed to your vision. I'm super committed to, let's get to that desired vision, right? Like all the results that matter are what they want in their vision. And then as a coach, you show up saying, I want to help you get there. I'm super committed, but I'm unattached on how long it takes, how beautiful it looks, or if you leave me a review or not, or if you like my program or not. I'm just here to serve you. That's it. Do you see the difference in the energy? That's when you're able to hold space for whatever comes up for the client. You're able to be like, hey, like anything that comes up, you're not resisting it. So when you're not resisting it as a coach and you're like, yeah, it's no big deal, this is normal, totally fine, let's work on it, then the client is able to relax, and then they're probably able to move through everything that they need to move through much faster because they feel safe, right? So coming back to the question of, am I able to deliver? What we want to think about is, at the end of the day, where do the results come from? And this is something that I said to my clients, right? Like, we're so worried about getting them there, but it's impossible for you to get people anywhere. It's impossible because results come from our thoughts. So my thoughts create my feelings create my actions, and my actions are what create my results. That's like law of the universe. There's no way that your feelings can have an impact on my actions ever, right? So your job as the coach, it's impossible for you to get people results or to be able to deliver on the promise or get them to do something, because you're not their thoughts. They have their thoughts. You have your own. So you coach yourself as a coach. You have your own thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. And then the client has their own thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. Your job as a coach, whether you do business coaching, mindset coaching, spiritual coaching, anything coaching, is to show your client their thoughts, their mind, their thoughts and their mind, really, so that they understand, oh, that is what's creating my results. In that way, your job is fulfilled. Your job is complete. And then you lean into whatever, you lean back and lean in, kind of, you know what I mean? You lean back and you're like, let's work through whatever is coming up for you. This is what I do with my clients. I'm like, what is coming up for you as it relates to blank? Let's just work through all of that so that they can take action. But I'm never like, oh my God, you're not getting results quickly. It's never helpful. So just remember that. In order for you to understand what is it, can you really deliver? Then ask yourself, well, what is my measurement of delivery? What do I know that what would create this feeling of like, oh, I'm able to deliver, or like I did a good job? For some people, is like creating testimonials, right? Understand that when you have that, whatever that looks like, is you creating an agenda of what the results need to look like. And then that puts pressure on the client. That puts pressure on you because you're trying to control something that is out of your control. And your job is to remember that your client is 1,000% able and capable to get results, right? That the results are inevitable, because results are inevitable when you consistently do the work to get there, when you consistently have the thoughts, feelings, and actions to get there. So the results are 100% inevitable if you stay consistent. And lastly, that there is no rush for your client to get there, right? That is when the client is going to have like 0 results at the end of the program, like 0 results, the results we think they should have. And they'll be like, I want to give you a review because of how you showed up for me. When you like detach from the pressure. Okay, so I'm going to read the comments. Lucretia says, so on time. Emily says, it's impossible to get people results. Yes, you can think for them. Exactly. This is so important because it's what stops us from owning, from fully believing that we're able to deliver, because we're confused. It's just like a thought error. We think we are responsible for people's results, right? I take full responsibility for my results, and I take full responsibility for the results of my clients, but not for them to get a certain result, but for me to create a container that supports them. And this is a little bit like woo-woo what I do, but everything, like I always grid like my membership site, for example, like my body of work, I grid with energy that's like, I ask God in the universe to fill the container with energy that is going to support my clients even when I'm not there, so that they hear what they need to hear in those videos at the moment that they need it most. And I just like give the body of work that I have created, like I consistently like fill it up with energy of self-sufficiency so that the content does the work for me while I'm not there. Of course, I'm going to be coaching my clients on the calls and, whatever. But when I'm not there, they're going to be watching the videos. And I always believe that it's enough. It's so good enough. And of course, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to update it. I'm always looking for ways to make it, to update. I ask like, what lessons do you want me to add, right? But I don't come from this place of like, what I have is not good enough. I come from this place of, I want this container to be as supportive as possible because I want to take full responsibility for being supportive of my client. Their results are up to them. This is a good one. It's up to them to get the value from the program, right? I always teach my clients to find the value of the program in every little moment while they're in the container. So if they pay $10,000 for my mastermind, then I want you to find $10,000 worth of value in every video, in every one of our calls. Because we are in control, like we are responsible for sourcing the value out of something. That's something you cannot do for the client. So you want to teach your clients like how to, like your culture, like how can they make the most out of the program so that you don't create a codependent relationship, but you remind them that they're powerful, they're self-sufficient, and that you're here to amplify what they're already capable of. Does that make sense? Hey, Paola. Hey, Isabel. I want to know if you guys have any questions, and I'm going to read some of the notes that I have here that I also wanted to tell you. Oh my God, I have to tell you this one. This is so good. I wrote this before hopping on here. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote this down. So, you know how I was just talking about when we have this, like, when we find what is a marker that we think will make the program good enough or that would make us good enough, which is, for example, testimonials or reviews or whatever. When we find that, and I told you that we create like some kind of agenda, that's when we create an agenda for what we think the process needs to look like. I wrote down, you have an agenda for what you think your client's results should be and how fast they should happen. But clients have their own timeline, which is what I already told you. But then I wrote this. This tells me that you don't have patience for your own timeline and that you think it should happen sooner or in a different way that is happening. God damn it. I literally felt this so deeply for me. I recognize that so much of the pressure that I was putting on myself, even before I launched the program, I was like, will they get results? Will they get results? Is because I wasn't patient enough with myself in getting the results that I came for. So one of the things that has been coming up, like I really want you guys to like really think about that. Like really think about that. Are you being patient with your own results and how fast they need to happen? Or are you thinking, I should be further ahead. I really should, like, why isn't this happening fast enough? Blah, blah, blah. It's okay if you have that. We've all had it. I'm not saying you're weird and you're broken. No, it's totally normal. When you have the mentality that things need to happen fast enough, that they're not happening fast enough for you, you're going to bring that same energy and mentality to your clients. And that's when things are going to get sticky because your clients are going to have expectations. You have expectations of them and it all gets not good. That's when you start being like, oh, this client doesn't feel good. It's not that the client doesn't feel good. It's just that you have some thoughts about what the client should be doing or how the client should be behaving or what their results should be or what they should have done by now. And that's not matching your expectation. And that's why you think the client isn't a good client. Let that sink in for a minute. So when people talk about like, oh, it's just like toxic clients or clients that are demanding or whatever. Like, yes, there is some of that. And there are many reasons why that could happen, like from a messaging perspective, from a pricing perspective, like there are many factors. But I always question, like, okay, what are you thinking about your clients? Why do you think that they are a pain in the ass? Like, why is it that, how can you take responsibility for your thoughts about your client too? Because there's always something there. I don't think any of my clients are a pain in the ass ever. I thought about that before, but you know why? Because I had expectations about what I thought they should be doing. And I stopped that shit because like it was not good for anyone. I'm always super proud of all my clients, wherever they're at. I'm like celebrating because they're moving forward in their own timeline, right? And that just makes the work feel so much more fun for me. That's why I'm able to have so many clients and have capacity for so many people, like a whole space for like 50 people all in, right? But it's not because I'm like, oh, this client is not moving fast enough. I'm like, if you haven't got any, and here's why, because I signed up for a program like many years ago with a one-on-one coach. This is like 2015. I signed up for a 6-month program and I had made zero money, like had zero results for 6 months. But the whole time I was so grateful that she was patient with me. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm moving so slow. And she's like, stop saying like that you're not. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I just wanted to be a good client. I wanted to give her a testimonial. I wanted to be a client success story. And that was just that's not what my timeline needed at the time. What I needed was support. What I needed was to work through so much inner shit that I had, move through so much uncomfortable stuff, right? And at the end of the day, I think I made like at the end of our contract, like maybe like $6,000. But you know what I mean? After 6 months, and I paid her like $10,000 at the time, which was like a lot. And I was making no money, right? But I was just like, I'm with myself. Like I held myself throughout the whole process. That's what you want to be doing for you. Wherever you're at, no matter where you're at, you're worthy, you're lovable, you're doing a great job. What is the other option? I know it sounds like cliche, like, no, but seriously, what's the other option? Are you going to beat yourself up because you're not wherever? What if this is the way it's all meant to work for you? What if like next year you're about to have $1 million year? What if like your results are around the corner, but you're about to slow down because you're like, oh, I can't deliver? What if this is how you write your $1 million story? What if this is all part of it? That's how you want to think about it. That's how I started to think about it when I set my $1 million goal. I was like, I could be a millionaire when I'm 40 and I'll be fine. Like, am I willing to wait 10 years to be a millionaire? And I was like, you know what? I think so. Because I would love to die as a millionaire. Like, I would love to just say that I've been a millionaire, right? So I'm cool. Like, so I just relax. I'm like, I don't care how long it takes for it to happen. I'm not trying to compare myself to other people. I'm like, I'm just chilling. I'm just holding myself in wherever I'm at in the process. And this is when shit started happening. I'm like, whoa, like faster than when I ever thought possible. But it's all because I was willing to hold myself wherever I was at and not projecting my own insecurities on my clients. Lucretia says, so how do you make a decision to make 10K a month and still practice patience? Great question. So I remember when I decided to make 10K every month. So my process, and I had this aha moment, like Amanda Frances said something for some reason that like really clicked with me. And she said, imagine that somebody handed you a check for $10,000. How would you feel? I was like, oh my God. Like imagine if someone walking like in the street just gave you a $10,000 check, how would that feel? And I was like, oh, I would feel amazing. So I just made that like my marker for like for energetically aligning, being a vibrational match for the goal, right? So if you're thinking of like the model, you want to think about your thoughts, right? Create your feeling of like, how would you feel if you received that $10,000 check, right? So that's like energetically some of the things that I did, and I coach myself through it. And I always thought like, so for example, things that I teach my clients is like how to call your clients energetically. So I started connecting with my clients energetically, like thinking about them. Even if you're not like a woo person, you can still think about this from like a logical perspective, which is simply just being open. Like this is how I say to my clients. Still to this day, I use the same process. So I think about my goal. So 10K, okay, how many clients will I need in order to achieve that goal? So for example, I just needed 1 a month, right? Because my price was 10K. Cool. So I would just stay open and start talking to that client. And I would say, it's safe to invest in me. It's safe to come now. I'm open to support you right now. Like, I'm so excited for you and I to work together. And it's totally okay. You can take as long as you need, but I want you to know that it's safe for you to come and reach out to me at any point, like right now. And I just, kind of went on like more and more and more, like I just talked to them. That's like energetically, right? So I was just neutral on how long it would take them, but I would be open energetically to be like, hey, I'm open for business. I'm ready. And of course I would take the action until I got the result. And so for 3 months, I didn't hit my goal, but then I started hitting the goal, and I was willing to wait until I hit the goal. That's it. You just decide that your goal is inevitable and you do everything, not everything in your power as in like hustle mode, but you decide that you're going to show up for you, not because of the goal, but because of who you get to become as you achieve the goal, as you get the result. And then you're like, universe, I'm willing for it to take as long as you need because I'm committed to showing up as a woman who earns 10K months. What does that look like? How does she show up? Trust me, the woman that earns 10K months is not like, it's not happening fast enough. She's like, of course I'm making 10K next month. Of course it's happening. I'm just doing the doing. It's all good. Aisha says, that's exactly where I'm at. April says, I'm just holding myself wherever I am. Emily says, energetically calling my clients. Energetically calling your clients. Yes, that is, I don't think that I ever really talked about this here, but I definitely wanted to offer that because that bat signal. Yes. I love that. We got to put the bat signal. Like, I'm open. Like, come here. I'm here. Like, you want to just be open. If you're always thinking like, I don't know if my client, I don't think I have the right audience. I don't think my clients are, I don't think that anyone's listening. Nobody's liking my posts. Why aren't the results happening fast enough? Like, this is another client, like another private client had this thought. And I'm like, how do you think, when you think that, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think your clients are going to feel very welcome into that energy? Hell no! Nobody wants to come into anyone's space where you're like, oh, I don't like it. Like it's like you're telling your clients, like, you're not doing it right even before you start working together. No, be like, it's all good. I'm willing to show up for you. I know that you're like, it's just around the corner when you're going to make a decision. It's totally okay. I'm willing to wait. For now, I'm going to show up and tell you all the ways in which I believe I can help you. All the ways in which I know you're struggling and how I can be supportive. Like, that's your job until you hit the goal. That's it. Coming from this energy of just, it's like abundance. Like, you're not attached to needing a client. You're just like, you don't need the client. Like, never be in the energy of I need a client. When you're in the energy of I need a client, it's going to feel harder. You can still make money being in that energy. I've made money being in the energy of I need a client. Still possible to make money. It's not like you have to be on like squeaky clean mindset and feelings and energy. No, you can still make money in any energy, but it's just going to be harder. It's going to feel harder to do it, right? And so be in the energy of my clients are around the corner. Like, they love watching my content. I'm just one post away. I'm just one live stream away. What do I feel called to share with them today for them to feel like they can trust me, you know? Because it's okay. I know sometimes people are like, can I really trust you? I know that that's for sure something that I think about when I hire someone. Can I really trust you? And so when I create content, I'm like, here are all the ways in which you may not trust people, but here's how I operate. And then I create content from that place. I'm like, I understand. Here's what you're thinking about making an investment, or here's what you're thinking about. Here's a limiting belief you have, or like a hesitation, or a, you know what I mean? When it comes to like investing or hiring a coach or signing into a program. So let me clear all of that up for you so that you're clear and you're able to make a decision when we hop on the phone. Much easier, right? I never make it wrong that the client has questions or objections or problems. I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. Let me just clarify that for you through my content. Make sense? All right. So I don't see any more comments, and that's really all I had for you. And this was meant to be a quick live stream, but I went all in. I hope this was super helpful. This was so good. I really recommend all of you save this for any time that you feel my clients are not getting results, or I'm not getting results fast enough, or things should be happening differently, or what if I cannot deliver, all of that stuff. Save this live stream because it's so powerful. And if you have any questions around this, you can let me know. If you're curious about working together, even though I didn't talk about marketing, what I do, in case you don't know and you're new to my world. Hello, I'm Juliana Garcia. And I help coaches clarify their message so that they can attract premium clients consistently. So I can help you do that if you've been looking at clarifying your message, if you're not attracting the right type of clients, if you're amazing at what you do, but marketing is just not your zone of genius, or you know marketing, but you're just not getting the clients that you want, and you want to charge more premium rates, but you want to attract the type of client that's willing and able to pay premium rates. I can help you with that. So I want to make an invitation for you that if you are looking for, private coaching, I am fully booked until August, but I still would love to invite you to apply to secure your spot for August and beyond. And my Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, I was thinking do I want to share about it because it's not open, but I'll still tell you. My Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, which is a 3-month experience to help you clarify your message and get you to 10K months, that is going to be open in September. And so literally I already have 5 people in the program and it's capped at 12. So if you are curious about it and you want to know what it's all about, I'm going to drop the link here so that you can check it out. And I also dropped the link to my call booking link so that this is Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. And just apply there. And if you're looking for private coaching, just tell me in the comments and then I'll tell you about the details so that it's just easier. All right, my loves, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. That was so good. I feel like it was great. That's another thing. If you ever do something and you're like, was it even good enough? No, it was amazing. It was amazing. You showed up, you did the work. It was great. Because actually, that's one of the things that came up with a client. Just really quickly, I want to tell you that she was like, I don't know what to say in my content because I don't think what I say is good enough. Back to the core belief we were talking about. And then we got to the belief that it's valuable because it's what came through today. And that is valuable. Like, your voice matters. What you have to say matters. You have to find it valuable first, right? Like anytime I hop on a live stream and I say things and then I'm like, whoa, was that even what I wanted to say? I'm like, but that was exactly what came through that day and that was good enough, right? So just have your own back when you create your content, even if it's just one sentence. That was good enough for the day, all right? All right, I love you all so much. I will see you. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Marina. Go watch the replay because this was so good. I will see you guys on our next Thursday training. Actually, on Tuesday, I'm going to interview one of my clients who had crazy, amazing results, one of my private clients, so that you guys get to see the behind the scenes of how she launched a brand new program without an audience, a brand new audience. And she had $118,000 launch on her first round. So we're going to go behind the scenes of all of that. And then the following week, on this time, I'm going to be interviewing another one of my clients who also had $108,000 launch in his first round. I know that's like crazy. It's not normal for people to have like 100K launches on the first go, but we're going to go and see why that happened to them. I'm interested in hearing all the behind the scenes too. So can't wait to share that with you. I love you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you ladies next week. Bye.